Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve. In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Beautiful day, viewers. Beautiful day to you all, wherever you may be. This is Friday International Update. I'm Godwin Iwejuwan here in the Milan studio. And with me is...
I am George Chukwu, all the way from Toronto, Canada, saying hello and hi and good morning and good afternoon to all our viewers from around the world.
Welcome. Nice. Welcome, George. Good to see you. Okay, George, let's start straight up. George, first of all, this is 29th of May, and 2 days ago, like we were saying here, was 27th of May, when the Children's Day is being observed in Nigeria. Meanwhile, it's still being reported that about 81 children are still being held in captivity on their Children's Day. It hurts me to hear that news every time. But George, I want us to say some things before we go on to the major news. The federal government should do something to bring out these children from those captivity. What do you say, George?
Well, you see, it's a catch-22 type of situation. When we talk about the federal government should do something. Now, we have given these people a foothold, and they have taken a stronghold. We have pampered this insurgency and this Islamic terrorist. We have argued about nonsense and whether they should be called bandits or terrorists or whatever the case might be, while they were strengthening themselves and then getting fat over the money that is being paid to them. And then all of these ISIS and the Islamic terrorists of all kinds, the Fulani Islamic terrorists, they have gotten so strong and they've gotten so fat, because of the money the government has been giving to them. So when you are saying that the government must do something, what do you think the government should do in this situation right now? Because most of these kids that are still kept is either because money has not been paid, number one. Number two is simply because they are still using it to increase their population. It's been reported that about 30,000 Islamic terrorists armed are all over Nigeria. And they come in group of tens and 50s and hundreds and thousands. So you have given these people so much leverage that they are now so strong that you have to need an external help in order to help, in order to curb this nonsense. Now, I'm not going to go say further, but I believe that these children that are being held, most of them, if care is not taken, they are going to be manipulated, they are going to be brainwashed, and they're going to become part and parcel of this Islamic terrorist against Nigeria. So, as we speak right now,
parts and parcels of this Islamic terrorism. Now, George, the other sad thing is that a whole school was captured, the principal, and we had a teacher in that school captured was pregnant, and she just delivered right there in captivity. George, it's really serious that it's sad that Nigerians are not waking up to this reality. Have we become cold to?
We are so callous. It's become like an everyday type of life. When you used to talk about one person was killed in an accident, the whole state, the whole country will mourn. These days, it is nothing to them because they become so calloused. It's become like an everyday type of life to most people right now. So it's nothing to them. If they kidnap 20, they kidnap 60, they behead somebody. You don't see people mourning. It's almost like, you're talking about a dog was running across the street and a car hit it and he died. Even people will mourn more for their dog than they're mourning than for people right now that are dying under this Islamic insurgency. So, we've become so callous. But the fact of the matter is, Nigeria has been unable, and I mean unable, to match the weaponry and the strategy that these people are using. So let's call a spade a spade. The current government is unable, incapable of dealing with this insurgency. And that's why when America started coming in.
Yes, for that alone, don't we say that this government should go? Let's come now to some of the news. It's also connected to what we're saying. U.S. reports that 30,000 armed militia, like you said, Fulani militias are operating across Nigeria. Mm-hmm. Now, they've been able to get this number because they know how to get this. They're not just saying this. It's actually a report released by the United States Commission on International Religious Freedom, USFRF. And it's sad that they were able to get us this number, and we are not even bothered. Let's bring in our man. The great man is there. He will have to introduce himself. Go ahead.
Good evening, my brothers, Sir George and Brother Mike. Good evening, Nigerians all over the world. Good evening, rest of the world. You're welcome to the authentic platform for news. My name is Dr. Olufemi Bakaru.
Thank you for being with us. And
Doctor, you came the right time. You came the right time. Yeah, he's looking fresh. The UK observes
our fashion very well.
Exactly.
Yeah, I come to work. I come to university every Friday in my Nigerian outfit. I've been doing this for the past 11 years.
Oh, beautiful. Nice. Beautiful. Awesome.
Nice. Okay, Dr. Olufemi, you came the right time. We're discussing this report that was given by the United States that 30,000 militia, Fulani militia men are operating across Nigeria. We know when these people do their numbers, they don't just say things. It is actually a report released by a Commission on International Religious Freedom, an organization in the United States. Now, we are saying, I'm going to hit you, Dr. Olufemi. I'm going to hit you with this one. We're saying, doesn't this mean failure for APC present government? I mean, what is the essence of governance if you're not protecting people's life and property? Children are still in captivity. Right about now, we're talking. One of the teachers just gave birth inside captivity. Another teacher is there with her baby in the captivity. And I mean, what are we saying? In fact, we should just call off every election and redo Nigeria. Let's just rearrange everything ourselves and not all this whole thing that we're going through. Dr. Femi, tell me, 30,000 militias across Nigeria.
Thank you very much. It breaks my heart and also bleeds me internally when we say things you just said now. When we begin to politicize a national problem, when we begin to politicize a West Africa, a regional crisis, when we begin to politicize an international problem, when we begin to turn it to a personal or a political issue. If you bring a new government today from heaven, they will have this crisis and they will not wish it away. When American government is helping us to do something, and they are telling us that there's a major crisis. There was a conference recently that has to do with the French Francophone countries, and countries in the Sahel are talking directly to the American president, French president, about the crisis we are talking about here. Well, what we are doing is politicizing it. Until we begin to take this away from politics, it is not about politics anymore. It is a national calamity we are dealing with. Until we take it away from this. Now, when Jonathan was dealing with this problem, yes, some APC stalwart were saying that, oh, you should get away from it. It's not. So when they got into the problem, they realized that it was not what they thought it was. Now that problem is they say, go away from it. The people that are going to come in there, are they going to go in there and they have a magnet that will use a magnet to take out insurgent amongst us? It's like you said, you have thieves in the community, and you said, oh, there's a way to take away all thieves away from the community. Now, going back to what we're talking about here, we have a national crisis. A national crisis that goes beyond this politics. Let's not get away from politics. It is not about politics. When these people attack, they don't attack whether you are APC or you are PDP. Or we want to turn it to a religious crisis before, or the opposition was unsuccessful in turning it into a political, a religious issue.
Let me help you there. Let me help you there, Dr. Femi. Dr. Femi, it was you that said, APC said, we are,
hold on, let me conclude.
We are in election season.
Let me conclude.
APC said, okay.
Let me conclude. Right. The state where these children were kidnapped is a PDP state. It's a PDP state. So what are we talking about? You are saying APC. The PDP is the governor of the state they kidnapped these children from. So is that why we should cancel PDP? No. It's a national crisis. And also, let me tell you, it's a fact. And this has been going on for decades. Whenever there is an election cycle, because there's an election cycle, because people, and what you said in there is rife amongst us, we turn security issues to political issues. We're going to discuss as a political problem. I will solve it if you get rid of this one. I will solve it if you get rid of that one. And that is why we are making this comment. And lastly, the idea of should we remove? Should we not cancel elections and cancel Nigeria? Should we cancel? Please. I don't want to hear that. You are bigger than that kind of statement.
Okay. Let me just say something. Okay, the picture that is being painted by this USC IRF, it paints a very deeply troubling picture of Nigerian worsening security crisis and the devastating impact on the vulnerable communities across the country. You cannot divorce wetness from water. Did you hear me? You cannot divorce wetness from water. When you get water, you get wet because they go hand in hand. So you cannot divorce this situation from politics. It is not possible because the politics that we are dealing with are the government that is supposed to constitutionally protect the life of the citizens and protect the property of the citizens. That's one of the most fundamental constitutional provision for a government. So you cannot say, we are politicizing, we are not politicizing. The bottom line to it is, when it was not their turn, they used politics to try to make sure that the then current president was ousted. So now all of a sudden, you promise you're going to come, you're going to take care of this, you're going to save lives, you're going to save properties, and you are incapable of doing it. And you say, oh, let's divorce politics from what we are dealing with. They go hand in hand, whether we like it or not. All of us are complicit to this nonsense because we allowed it to fester to this point where it's no longer a foothold, it is a stronghold, a chokehold on the nation. And the government is incapable, whether we like it or not. Our military is incapable of dealing with this. We have to get external help to begin to, destroy these people. So what I'm saying is this: it's a catch-22 type of situation. We are in a situation that is, holding us on the neck, and if we are not careful, we're gonna die because of the chokehold. So now, thankfully, what we're dealing with right now, all of a sudden, we've been playing games. And I kept on saying this for the past how many years? The government has been playing games. Because if we are completely unreal, we would have been dealing with these people the way we're supposed to. There is one side, and that's the reason why when we're talking about this, I say, what do you expect Asiwaju to do right now? Yes, it is APC. You're under Buhari. These people have gotten so strong.
Okay.
Okay, so now what do you expect him to do? He is doing the best he could based on facts on ground. Number one. Number two, there are so many in Nigeria from the north that are so sympathetic to the cause that was going on because these are their children. So it is a catch-22 type of situation. So we are thankful that American intelligence has already arrived, and finally we are beginning to take grounds, against these people. But one thing is this: it's not going to take. It's not an overnight type of situation. It will take a lot of strong internal strategy, community help, and
Okay.
everything in order to
Yes.
destroy these people.
Let me. Sorry, gentlemen. Dr. Femi. Yes, as you said you were disappointed. I said what I said earlier. No, it wasn't meant to disappoint you. It's just how I felt at that point. Now, like George is saying, we cannot differentiate these two things: politics and what is happening. We cannot. You can't say don't politicize it. No, it's already a political issue because there's government involved. So now, gentlemen, let's go down more to other grievances. People are saying that instead of the press, the presidential press media team to be talking on issues like this that really matters, now they are picking on a young man called VDM. VDM is Martins Vincent Oche, known for doing some his media, what you call media, social media influencer. Now, our media director, the presidential spokesman, Bayo Nonuga, has canvassed for legal action to be put on the young man because he did a video where he said, where they showed the president talking about electricity, that if he can't fix electricity, they should not vote for him. Now, somebody else took that video and turned it around, made it AI, and put some other things, and they now thought it's VDM. But what people are now saying is, look at what the presidential spokesman is taking his energy to refer to, and he never made comments on these children being kidnapped, Boko Haram ravaging and destroying our citizens. He never made any comment on those things, but he's making comment on a social influencer that has brought up a social issue concerning everybody.
I disagree with you.
Okay.
Totally disagree with you. One, the work of a press secretary is to deal with press issues. The issue that has to do with VDM is basically and quintessentially a press matter. The issue concerning the children that were kidnapped, there were security issues, and the security officers in charge are already dealing with that. It is not now on the issue of VDM. In as much I posted something recently, which was it was doctored, but VDM is complicit in this. Why I would say that? Now, something had been doctored, which put your name, your video in jeopardy in that. You have not made an open statement condemning and renouncing that. But when somebody abuses you on social media, you come out and go and start punching them in their faces. That's VDM. What was the reason why I applauded Bayo Nonuga for that is that what that VDM doctored video actually said was very implicating, and it can cause civil war. It was saying that the government is funding, the federal government, that Tinubu uses vowel to say, the federal government is funding security and is going to go and buy people from the southeast. It also said that he had to go and beg an opposition to step down for him. And that kind of statements are very incriminating. And you said that the press secretary, press officer should be quiet. Okay, what is his job if he's quiet about that? And lastly, the video was so badly made that was saying the kind of of language you can see that the people that are doing it are illiterates. The kind of language they were using, the English they were using, is so appalling that you can say the president of Nigeria will speak that in that way. And secondly, they were also coming up to talk about some things. Sorry, can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, we
Yeah,
can.
Loud and
can you
clear.
hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. We
yeah.
can.
They were also making some comments about a region, that a region is going to be attacked, which is not a region. So it's something that can really spark up things. And you said
Okay.
the press secretary should be quiet about that. So please,
Excuse
who is
me.
supposed to respond to that?
You see,
Excuse me.
the
Hold
thing
on.
is,
Hold on. Hold tight.
okay,
Hold tight. Let me
right.
respond to Dr. Olufemi. With all due respect, I completely and absolutely disagree with you. The reason is, number one, as a press secretary, whenever any news comes out, it is the responsibility of the government to find the authenticity of that particular situation before they come and make any statement. Bayo Ononuga was completely and absolutely idiotic in his expressions without finding out, first and foremost, the things pertaining to this. This young man is away in China. He didn't even know what was going on. He just discovered, and when he discovered, he commented. Number one. Number two is because of the incompetence of the government and the people that are working with Asiwaji that is bringing all this nonsense out. The first thing they should have done was to go and find out the source of this, discover who did it. Was it authentically the person, their name was there before they even make any comment? Now he's looking like a fool all over the place. That's not the way you're supposed to run a government. When you see something, go and find out. You have the resources to find out who is responsible for this before you come out there making a fool of yourself. That's exactly what he's supposed to do. So to come and tell me, oh, he's supposed to comment blindly, comment like a fool, and now looking like an idiot in the public forum? No, that's not the way it's supposed to work. If you're working for the government, you are accountable and responsible for every news, every single situation that is out there. You just don't go and make comments simply because. Now you're accusing the wrong person, and everybody is, looking at him as if he's the one that did anything. He did not do anything wrong. He was upholding his constitutional rights, politically and otherwise, and socially, by mentioning what he mentioned. Someone went and doctored the video, and you want to blame him? You want to put him, through the legal system for what purpose? What have you done about every other situation that is happening in Nigeria? What comment have you made about the children that are being kidnapped? On the day of Children's Day, you never mentioned anything, but all of a sudden, your muscles are being flexed simply because he's an individual, because his narrative is completely against what you stand for politically. No, that should not be allowed. If you want to stand there in an office, uphold your office, man up. When you do wrong, come out and apologize to the nation. He was very, very, his comment was
Yeah.
unacceptable.
George,
Completely unacceptable.
those last sentences are correct. I'll take that. He's now that he has made an error, he's supposed to come out and say, "Oh dear, we are sorry. We found out that it's a fake video, doctor. It's nothing to do with VDM because he threatened the boy's life." Anyway, gentlemen,
he did not threaten the boy's life.
No, he said
threatened. He threatened with a legal action. Is not. Yeah, it's not legal action. Is not a threat to life. Legal action is not a threat to life. Legal action means threat that there is no action. It's not threat to life. It is an opportunity for you to defend yourself. Now, listen. If something now everybody is now looking. Oh yes. Oh, you should have done this. It is not the duty of Bayo Ononuga to go and verify, to go and start verifying whose video or whose image is there. If you are media personalities and somebody has doctored something and that has implicated you and you are being quiet about it,
He was not quiet. He was away. When he discovered this situation, he mentioned it immediately from China. So don't come and tell me he was quiet. He
Are
did
you
not even know
saying
he was away. Listen to me. If you follow the news, listen.
Yeah.
If you follow, for you to come out and pontificate over a matter, over a situation, it is your own responsibility as a journalist to look at the facts. The fact was he was away in China. trying to get something to help the government when it comes to light to the poor people in Nigeria, which the current government, even
Please, let's focus on the issue. Now, what he's going to do is not important.
Excuse me. Everything matters. Everything matters. The government has been unable, promised and failed over the light in Nigeria. He mentioned it. Now, what they're trying to do is to find a way, to clip his mouth, to clip him from saying anything.
Oh, goodness.
So that's exactly what they're trying to say. Listen to me. Listen, when he discovered this, he started talking immediately. He responded instantly. He responded, and he talked about how surprised he was that his name was there. And he told Bayo Ononuga what I would have told Bayo Ononuga if I was in his shoes. So let me tell you something. Nigeria is not, we are not doing authoritarian type of government. Everybody has a constitutional right to speak their piece. VDM did what he was supposed to do. He was not guilty. Therefore, he came out and he condemned it. So Bayo Ononuga, the ball is in your court. Come out and apologize to this young man. And change the narrative.
Can I ask you a question? Very, very simple question.
Go ahead.
Look at the timeline. Are you saying that after VDM had denounced that video, that was when Bayo Ononuga made his press conference? Or before?
VDM did not know anything about this.
You have not answered the question. You have not answered the question.
We might not be able to answer some of these questions now. Let's not go further in what this discussion.
Yes,
I don't want us to pontificate.
No. Immediately VDM found out, and he showed exactly how he found out when his friends were calling him and telling him not to come back. This is what's going on. He went and found out exactly what was going on. Why the reason why they were wanting him not to come, that they're trying to arrest him. And he started immediately saying something. You know VDM, if you know him, you know there's no way that thing
can I ask you the second question? If VDM had made that video, if VDM, hold on, Mark. If VDM had really made that video, is it a security risk or not?
Or he didn't make the video.
That's not the question. That is not the question.
No. You cannot.
Let's leave it.
Somebody. You cannot.
I am not blaming. I said if. I said if.
No. Listen, he did not. That's the key word.
He did not make the video. Okay, let's take a comment from one of our viewers. Let's get the viewers involved too. A viewer is saying, why is VDM matter so special when we have missing people and people being killed here and there? That's what we're saying.
This is the kind of rhetoric that is very disturbing. When there are millions of issues in Nigeria, but because somebody is dealing with one, you expect every other thing to be a standstill. The people that are dealing with security are dealing with security. The issue is doing media. Whenever I talk about media, you say you shouldn't talk about media. You talk about that. These people have responsibility. Responsibility of media is with Bayo. Bayo dealt with the issue of media. You're saying about security. There's somebody in charge of the security. For goodness sake, government is a large span of land.
No, Dr. Femi, you are mixing things up. Now, Bayo is a spokesman. Bayo is a mouthpiece of the federal government. Listen to where people are coming. Right. So when there are issues, security, media, technology, food, whatever issue are happening at that point in time, Bayo gives his press release, his memoirs, and all of that. So it's wrong that he is emphasizing on this VDM thing. That's what Nigerians are saying.
Oh, goodness me.
So there are more serious.
The video is about security. The video is a security threat to a region.
On May 27th, we had Children's Day, and 81.
Let us stop this. That video is a security risk to a whole region. That video is a security risk.
Everybody can see here. You can hear that video is not real.
It is not. It is you. It is you that is seeing it.
It has nothing to do with it.
It has
That
a lot to
video,
do because listen,
cannot do a pinch in what we're saying. Anybody that sees
it
that video will
has.
say, this is just child play.
Listen.
Child play.
Mark, can I tell you that I have a couple of people that were sending that thing to me that look at what Tinubu said. Do you know what Tinubu said? Until it was disputed. Because some people believed it because listen, some people believe it because they said it was VDM that said it, so they believed it. So if they have not dealt with it in this way, some people will have taken it. It will have been a security risk to that region of Nigeria. And you are saying they should just ignore it. It should not be ignored. Please let's change the subject. You will not change. It will not change your idea of it. So I've made my point.
Hold on. You see, one of the things. Listen to this. A husband walked into the house, and his wife's phone was ringing. He picked up the phone, and it was a man that was there. He answered the phone, and the man said, "Hi, honey, how are you? How was, did you get home safely last night?" And the man was like, "Who is this?" And the other person on the other line hung up. He went to his wife and said, "Somebody called. You were in the shower, and I answered your call." Now the woman was like, "Why did you answer my call? If you did not answer my call, you would not have found out what was going on." So he started to blame the husband for answering the call, and then left the issue of the fact that she was cheating. And that's how they got divorced. What you are saying right now is this. Okay, yeah, Bayo no longer have the constitutional right as the press secretary to say something about issues. But before he does so, in order to become competent in his office, you must investigate. You don't come out and talk like a fool, and then tomorrow, you don't have the balls to come and apologize when you find out that you're wrong. So the first step would have been, okay, wait a minute. You have the resources, you have the money, you're in the press, you're the one that is, representing the government. Can we find out exactly who posted this and how was it posted? Can we find out if this is real or not?
Look at what you are saying. There's a video of someone saying something.
Excuse me.
Oh, goodness.
This is exactly the reason why Pope was warning about AI. This is the reason recently he warned about AI, what this AI could do. And we know that AI is already there. That some of the things that were impossible to be done, 10 years ago, today is very possible. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry can pick up their, AI situation and change and doctor everything. Therefore, the responsibility of any man who calls himself a press secretary of a country must be to have the resources to investigate every situation. So when you come to talk, you talk real talk. Don't talk like a fool.
You guys know that. You guys know.
And apologize.
Added to what George said, you guys know that here in the studio, every single news that passes, that flies, we don't take it as news until we've done our due diligence. Imagine, and this is a small enterprise, small group of people here. So Bayo should have done that, and he would have just saved a lot of things.
And let me say something else.
All right, George, let's go to other issues.
Before we leave, I said, as a journalist, we are not a politician. When you come to this place, you are not a politician.
Yeah.
You have to report facts. You have to report facts.
Yes.
All our things, you have to report facts. And therefore, the office of the press secretary must take into account this mistake and never to repeat it again. Simple.
Okay. Next time, if there's a news flash that has security implications, and the press secretary should ignore it first, I'm going to start doing. No. I'm allowed to make a comment. I've allowed you to make a comment. I've allowed to make it.
Don't be a blind
I've allowed you to make a comment.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
So next time, when there's a news flash that has the image of a very influential media personality, video image that has serious political and security implication to a whole region of Nigeria, the press secretary should go and start doing investigation first before he quelled it. Because the reason why we are talking about VTM now is because that has been debunked. Nobody is talking about the serious implication for those who will believe that that video that came from VTM. Some people believe that it came from VTM. And therefore, they were talking about destroying a whole region of Nigeria. So I will rest my case there because we will not agree. We disagree to agree.
No, it's not that. It's not that again.
Mark, let's move forward. Let's
Okay,
move forward.
George, let's go on to other issues. Ghana has repatriated almost 300 citizens from South Africa amid the xenophobia, tension, and all of that. Now it's getting serious, and I'm happy with what Malami, that activist, said this morning. He said 300 people have gone back to Ghana. Does this now open jobs for South Africans? Malami doesn't believe in that xenophobia. So, gentlemen, let's talk about this. Is this how Africa wants to go when we're saying borders should be open? Let's have free movement. Let everything be together as one people, Black African country. And now the South Africans are taking the other part. They don't want to see their fellow Africans. What do you say, Dr. Olufemi? Ghana has brought back 290.
Xenophobia and xenophobia attack is synonymous with South Africa, and because of the bad leadership, the leaders in are complicit in this. It's only recently that the chairman of ANC and the person that is trying to vie for the leadership of ANC has just made a comment about this. The president of South Africa had not openly and completely come out to condemn this. They are using this xenophobic attack to cover their tracks. They're falling short of their responsibility to the poor in South Africa, and they are using this as an opportunity to cover up their tracks. So blame somebody else instead of blaming the government. So on the issue of the Ghanaians being repatriated to Ghana, the number of Ghanaians that is repatriated from South Africa is up to 1/3 of Nigeria in South Africa. I can tell you that for a fact. So, because it happened before, Nigeria repatriated a lot of South Africans and they went back. So, but most Nigerians are too resilient to want to just succumb to this. Ghanaians may run away from it, and with all apologies to Ghanaians, because they are not as rugged as we are. Most Nigerians who are businessmen, especially strong people from the East, will stand back and defend their territory, defend their investment, defend their lives out there, than these stupid people that are coming out that they are not educated. Even if they leave those players today, they can't run them. So they are using every opportunity to cover their tracks, and the government is used to cover their tracks by saying that, it's the foreigners are taking their jobs. Is the foreigners that are taking their jobs? They are now they are importing drugs, they are importing prostitution, they are importing this, they are importing that, all in the name of painting the dog a bad name. But I tell you, I'm sure the federal government of Nigeria will do something very fast. Dr. Yema had helped in this in the past. In many African countries where there have been attacks on Nigerians and repatriation are taking place, I'm sure Air Peace will be on the standby the moment the government is done the due diligence to bring this back. But I totally condemn this attitude. You see, it's disgraceful. It is a shame to call yourself an African when it comes to xenophobia attack.
George, do you want us to see the video before you make your comments?
Yeah,
small video of
yes.
Okay.
Welcome all of you to Ghana, your own country, to the motherland. Today, the Mahama administration is demonstrating that wherever Ghanaians are, we will make sure you are protected, your dignity is respected, and we will go to the length of this world to bring you back home safely.
I believe sincerely that sometimes God has different ways of.
Okay, listen to this. You see, what this man was saying about the Ghanaian government is a slap in the face to Senator Akpabio, the Senate president, who came out not too long ago and started talking like somebody who drank ogogoro in the morning. Oh, it is not time to do this. Is not. You see, the point I'm trying to make is this: try to touch one Canadian or one US citizen anywhere in the world, you will see the full force of the whole nation come against you. What we have done is we are painting a very a picture of we don't really care about our citizens, because somebody was saying, let's put pressure on people, on these people, by trying to do something with their businesses in our country. Oh, it is not time yet to start doing that. What are you doing? I know Madam Ojuku is, who is the foreign affairs minister, has already called, the South African ambassador, to order and to make sure that this stuff is stopped. South Africa has become the Judas of Africa. That's what they have become. When other nations are tearing down, the wars between African countries and other African countries, making visa-free visitations and all that kind of stuff, South Africa is repatriating the people that came there to help their economy. And they are using uneducated derelicts to do their job. So, yes, I follow you, Dr. Lufemi, and I condemn this, but Nigerian government need to step up a little bit to help. It's not only individuals. It is because we need a mouthpiece. This is what Bayo Ononuga ought to be talking about, not trying to blame the wrong person for a video that was doctored. This is exactly what I expect him to come and speak about as a press secretary, that the government condemns this, and therefore we will make a concerted effort to make sure that all Nigerians that are in South Africa are protected. So this is it. So, and
he had already made pronouncement on this matter. And also, Abike Dabiri, yes, press release on this matter, at least twice. Abike Dabiri has also come out, and also Mrs. Ojuku had also done a bit on this. So it is not. So on the issue of Abu, I totally agree with you. Now we need to do like Senator Shomole said, that we need to hit them where it hurts as well. Mm-hmm. So because this is just become a regular thing with these animals. Yeah, like you said, the derelicts of this society.
Yes, the derelicts of this society. Gentlemen, thank you. So we all agree on this. We condemn every act of xenophobic reaction on foreigners, Black people, Africans in their country. So South African. Well, this morning, that young man, Malami, I don't know if you saw that, George. He came out and said that yes, this is totally wrong. That now that the Ghanaians have left, for example, will the South Africans replace their position by going to do those jobs they were doing? This was what their brother, Malami, was saying. Okay, George, let's come to some foreign news. Today is Friday, and we know it's world affairs. U.S. Iran, very close to deal, but they are not there yet. This is what Vice President Vance said this yesterday evening. He said a ceasefire is hanging by the thread, but diplomatic processes it's ongoing, but still they are not sure of how it will bring peace and whether it will bring peace or bring war. What do you say, George? Iran and all of this situation. Are we going to see more heating up or peace?
Well, I think that President Trump is on a chokehold because things are getting so bad in America regarding the economy and the after effect of this war, and he wants out. But we see that Iran is they are such people that they love death because they want to go and get 7 virgins, and that's the reason why when they get so close to coming to a deal, and one of those deals must be that Iran cannot and will not be allowed to have any nuclear warhead, which is already being reported secretly that North Korea has given them about 5 nuclear warheads. So, and that's the reason why also President Trump is ensuring that any deal to be reached, that these people must agree that they cannot be allowed to have any nuclear warhead, because number one, they have shown that they are not, somebody called them axis of evil. That's what they were called, axis of evil. And you look at the way they have been supporting Hezbollah, supporting Hamas, and supporting all these people that were coming against Israel. So they should not be allowed to have any nuclear warhead. And They are coming to a deal, and whenever they try to attack, America will retaliate with double the force. So I think for the world peace that we need to expect and pray that there will be peace, so that the Strait of Hormuz will be open, so that the world economy can regularize again. Because right now we see gas prices coming down in Canada. Last night it came down 10 cents, and we are thanking God for that, because it's been a very, very hectic situation where people
Okay.
are now driving becomes a pleasure, not even a necessity anymore. Yeah. Yeah, it is. So,
Yeah.
and it's affecting the food prices, is affecting everything that you can think of, because most of these products are coming from different parts of the world, and it's affecting farming, because the fertilizer is not being shipped anymore, and they are stopping them from
Yes.
being transported. So I am praying that they will reach a deal, but no compromises when it comes to nuclear warhead, because these people, they don't think like you and I. They think like, I don't know. I'm not going to use that word on air.
Something else.
Yes. So we need to
All
make sure
right.
that.
Thank you, George. I don't know if Dr. Femi will want to say anything on that, but giving the update on the Israel, America, Iran situation, they said they are coming close to a deal, but it's still not very close. But progress has been made to bring peace and not go back to war.
Let the deal be made first before I make comment. I've heard it's
Let it,
coming close to. Let it be
And
close and let's see first.
let's see it first. Hard one. Okay. Also, coming from the international side again, yesterday Trump ordered the Pentagon to protect Nigerian Christians from the ISIS killing. This was said by we all know the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth. We all heard it last week when it was said that Nigeria is now like the epicenter of Africa. Also, is like the epicenter of terrorism. ISIS, all of these guys are there now, full time. So, Dr. Femi, America is really coming hard on all of this issue, because whatever happens in Africa might spread around the world and disturb world peace too. Well, what do you say? The update
it's a welcome development. That the American government has recognized the fact that they need to support the Nigerian government in tackling insurgency is very rife. One. Secondly, we must not forget the fact that previous government in this country have requested for military aid from America, where president before now had refused. Obama refused Jonathan, Biden refused Buhari. So it's only we have a president that is proactive towards it that we have it now. So this is a welcome development. So before we got to this level of destruction and this of infiltration, we needed help. The American governments before now refused to help, and that's why we got to where we are now. Secondly, the insurgency in Africa, to some extent, is being aided by some Western nations. I say this with all confidence. The trucks these people are driving are made in some countries. So some people are supplying them this ammunition for money or for goods or for oil, for whatever it is. The crisis of insurgency in Africa was a product of the American NATO government because of the killing of Gaddafi. Gaddafi used to wipe them off from the top of Africa. I wouldn't allow them to come to Africa. When they kill off Gaddafi, everyone was let loose. And therefore, it is also their responsibility to do this. Nobody is disputing the fact that they are killing Nigerians. Nigeria is almost becoming the epicenter. Why? Because there is money, we have the land, we have a land mass for them to operate. Most of the other countries are very small, they can easily be fished out, but Nigeria has a very large land mass that has uncultivated, so it's easy for them to do that. And most importantly, we have in the past neglected the military, how do I use the word? The support of equipment that we have done and boot on the ground. It has been delayed for too long before this happened. If you look at the number you said earlier in the day about the number of insurgents and bandits in Nigeria, now look at that percentage to the Nigerian people we have in the military. It's just little. So it is a welcome development.
Well, number one, the reported success of joint counterterrorism between the United States and Nigeria represents a significant step and a huge step in the fight against terrorism and extremism in the Lake Chad region, because they are operating among the Sahel region right now over every northern part of West Africa. Okay, any coordinated action that helps to protect innocent lives, weaken ISIS network and Boko Haram, to restore peace to vulnerable communities is a welcome development. But the point is, when we are pointing that America refused to give arms to Nigeria when it was requested, it was being also reported at that time that most of the equipments that are coming to Nigeria are turning it over to the terrorists. That was the report, and that's the reason why they refused to say we're going to give you additional weapons, because they were reporting that most of these things are now ending up in the hands of the terrorism. If you remember, even at that time, they came into one of the police quarters, chased everybody out and took some of the most of the arms in that place. So the American government understood what was going on. That's the reason why they refused to give arms when it was requested, because they were reporting that some of these people, that these arms will end up in the hands of the terrorists, because they saw complicity, among the government of that time. Now we've come to the point where, let me tell you something that is really happening. Some of these things you're seeing is actually being done to make Asiwaju look weak. They are increasing it intentionally to make sure that there is a force to make Asiwaju to step down. It is not because, number one, the government have failed in many places because they didn't have any choice. They can't go and kill the terrorists and kill the people that are kidnapped. Therefore, the only way they knew was to secretly pay these people and release the children and release the kidnapped. So now, but we come to the point where it is now intelligence is being given, arms are being given, and the American is helping. And let's go continue to do this in order to, permanently destroy these forces against us. So I welcome what is going on, and we need to put additional force. And I thank Trump. I told you guys before, once Christians are being mentioned, Trump will not stop until this thing is completely done. He is not going to stop
Trump
until
will
I
not
said it
stop
before. Didn't I say this several times before?
Yeah, you
This
said so.
man
You said so.
will not stop,
All
because
right, guys.
he will not
Thank
stop
you.
until
Yes,
these
he will
people
not.
are destroyed. Yes.
Thank you, George. Thank you, Dr. Femi. Let's look at, let's begin to wind down. The Abia State Governor, Oti, names his name. He has named a 346 capacity new bus terminal after that professor, the professor that was the the INEC head at that polling booth in Abia State, and that was the one of the things that brought in this governor. So Nnenaya Oti, a professor, has been given that honor, and her name is boldly written right there at that very big edifice of bus terminal. George and Dr. Femi, let's be honest. I mean, this is what happens when you try to be very diligent and transparent. You earn a name for yourself. You become noble. You become noted, and people will recognize with you. Is that not so, George?
Yes, it is so. And coincidentally, they share the same last name, but they spell differently.
Okay.
One is OTTI, the other one, the lady is OTI, OT.
Uh,
So,
okay.
but such resilience, and such person that stands for the truth in spite of all the threat that she went through ought to be recognized. I know a lot of people are condemning OT for doing this, but I applaud him, because this is when When the righteous are in authority, the people will rejoice. That's exactly what the Bible says. But when the wicked, rules, the people mourn. So what you saw there was she refused for the status quo, for the pressure, to change the narrative and to change the result. She refused. She said, "No, I'm not doing it." And this is what we need to restore the dignity of Nigeria. People who will come and stand for the truth in spite of whether it's going to cost their lives or not. So, and we should not be fighting them, but we should be recognizing them. So I believe that OT did a fantastic job by giving this woman a recognition that she completely and absolutely deserves. So I applaud him for doing so. Dr. Femi, take note. One of these days, we will name a city or a bus terminal or airport with your name. So stand for the truth, oh. Stand for the truth, oh.
So it's not just about naming the terminal. It's also about showing people, like you just said, George,
appreciation.
That
the nation appreciates the sacrifice they made. They appreciate the sacrifice that we made, and this is something that we should applaud in the part of the world. That these are not just for political purposes, for also for recognizing the sacrifice. Some people make ultimate sacrifice. For whatever we have achieved as a nation, even within our local communities, because local communities are more concerned about who is going to pay for a road to be named, who has money to pay for the road. No, sometimes the roads need to be constructed and named after people have made sacrifices for the development and the progress of the environment they find ourselves. For these two monumental places, I want to applaud the state government for doing that.
Okay. All right, let's laugh out with this and leave. One brother is going out from politics. The junior brother is coming in. We heard Ambassador Blessing Fubara, the younger brother of Governor Similai Fubara. He has joined the gubernatorial race in Rivers State under NDC. What could this man do? The senior brother could not pull up with all the tension and all the stress from Wike. Will he be the one that will pull it up? George, Ambassador Lucky.
Well, to be very frank with you, I was in Port Harcourt for 10 days during Christmas time. And I went around investigating, the footprints of Wike. Wike owns Port Harcourt. Wike owns River State.
Okay.
Whether we like it or not. This man, if you go there, if you see the masses of land that he's actually taking from people that called his own, it's just something that is unheard of. He is 1 foot on a PDP, 1 foot on APC, and the man is controlling things. And this ought not to be, but it is. So even with this guy entering into politics, Wike is already decided, that Fubara, similarly, Fubara, made a contractual agreement that he's going to step down in order not to be impeached. When you hear these things in politics and we're laughing over it and nobody's rising up or saying something, we are most men miserable. That state has been held just held under a chokehold for so many years. And it will not stop until the whole entire River State rises up and says, stop this nonsense, but if they don't, they will stay where they are. They're the one tolerating it. They're the one living in that particular deplorable condition. Because look at what has happened in the past 4 years. This one has not been allowed to do anything. They are just disarming him completely. So, let him go, let him sit down, let the brother come. Maybe they will reward him with a senatorial
position.
Okay.
But will the brother make it? That is the question.
The brother will come.
Because
listen,
Wike will bring his own candidate in.
Wike owns River State.
So he will not allow one strange fellow to just come in that way. Dr. Femi, what do you think?
The Fubara thing is just laughable. I think he knows he just wants to come and add some circles to this matter. Like Sir George said, Fubara, Wiki owns River State. This man is not going to make a. Just wants to just make a. The people know that he's also involved. I just also want to applaud the NDC for the transparent um, nomination and what's called the party primaries they made. And there needs to be addressed here that Aisha Yusufu lost to a grandmother in NDC primaries. It shows that all the noise they make on social media amounts to nothing. They're just social media noisemakers. So if she cannot win a primary and a grandmother will defeat her in the primaries of a party, then that means they are just noisemakers. So that's why I said that some of these influencers, when it really comes down to, or these noisemakers on social media, or really they are politicians, when it comes down to voting itself, they have no clout, they have no backbone. So for NDC to give a ticket to this, whereas is a brother, senior brother or junior brother?
Senior brother.
Senior brother. It's also to
junior.
Junior. Oh, yeah, it's also to hype their profile as well. But if that doesn't happen, we'll not be talking about them now. They will have to do that. On the issue of Fubara himself, and I think everybody should learn from this. Yeah, in Yoruba Palace, they say that if you want to eat with the devil, your spoon has to be long. That is to say that if you want to deal with someone, yeah, you cannot eat your cake and have it. Fubara wanted to eat his cake and have it. And unfortunately, he was dealing with somebody that he had been warned. Remember his inauguration? Fayose told him, as if Fayose was a soothsayer. He said, what you don't want to open, you want to see, don't open it to. Well, if you don't go and fight this man, he doesn't know when to stop. He will fight you to finish. But the thing is that, you know what? Some people in Rivers, which is their typical way of doing things, like to get behind someone to fight other people. So some people got behind Fubara and they were pushing him until he fell. Now, they've left him, they are looking for whoever to support. And that is the idea of Rivers State politics. Even Amechi himself had come out to say that he was rigged in the election. He wants to go and fight with the lion inside the lion's den. You are a rat now. Amechi and Atiku are not. Then he be mates. Eh? So Obi saw this and ran away. You think you are something? Eh? So you see them; they are making noise now. So when you find that some people they've been godfather in this one. Anyway, after it took Arsenal 22 years to win election. It might take 32 years for Atiku to be the president of Nigeria. So the ball is in his court.
Well, I pray. I pray that will never happen. Because with all his wives and all his children and grandchildren being taken care of by Nigerian government, we have not seen anything yet. And this man is, unfortunately, he's not a transparent individual. He's not a straightforward individual. He's self-centered, and we cannot allow that to ever happen. So I would rather have Asiwaju to rule for 20 years than to bring Atiku in this place, honestly speaking. Because
that's not true. That's not true. Those are not true words that classifies him. The Northerners say he's a very generous man. He has helped enough. Yes, they say so in the North. The North gave him the vote, this primary vote. They all over the six, all over the three geopolitical zones, all the three geopolitical zones in the North.
Brother.
No. They say it's what he has done. He won in all the three. Wait, excuse me. The North has 3 geopolitical zones. He won in all of them.
George, Mark, speak Igbo. Wait.
All right, guys, let's go. Listen, it's been beautiful. 1 week of news updates. Even when we had glitches, you guys were still there pumping out. And like I tell you, we are listen. What we're doing is peculiar. Nigerians in the diaspora having a network like this. This is a sure thing that will stand and will go very far as we continue. Thank you, Dr. Olufemi. We don't agree in most things, but I mean that makes the news balance. That's why we're here. Thank you for being out there all through all the week. Big George,
please wish my club all the best tomorrow. Arsenal is playing the Champions League tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Arsenal, all the best.
Ghana for life. Ghana for life.
The Gunners for life.
All
right, Big George. Thank you, guys. See you next week.
IF. All right. Have a great weekend.
Peace
Have
out.
a great weekend, guys. Peace, guys. That word "peace out" is a hip hop word. I don't know how you took our phrase.
Let's go out in peace. That's what it means.
Yes, that's beautiful phrase. It's hip hop. It's the underground rap hip hop community.
Yeah.
Peace out. God bless you.
God
bless you too.
Bye.